So I saw Jordan Peele's new movie Us, and I greatly enjoyed it. But it does have some major problems that you kind of have to do some mental gymnastics to make sense of, and I wish I didn't have to do that. That being said, this is a very ambitious project that brings up a lot of different themes worth exploring, and overall is very entertaining and enjoyable to watch. So let's get into it. Jordan Peele really made a name for himself with Get Out. It's been a while since the director has become such a household name that a lot of people are going to see this movie simply because he directed it. The only recent example I can think of is Christopher Nolan and maybe Denis Villeneuve. Peele's name being on this film is probably the major determining factor for how insanely successful it is. People loved Get Out, so they wanted to see more of that. Peele, however, had different plans. This movie is nothing like Get Out. Okay, that's not really true. Both have elements of horror and comedy, both have black leads, and both certainly have a similar style, but Us really is trying to be something completely different than Get Out. Get Out was very simple and focused. It had one major theme and one thing that it wanted to say, and it was carefully crafted in a tight and efficient manner in order to say it. With Us, Peele weirds it up a bit and goes ambitious and broad. And I'm glad he did, as we really need more movies like this being made and being successful. Us might seem a bit muddled and unfocused at times because it doesn't really have a central theme. It tackles so many different subjects and even delves into different subgenres of horror. One might leave the theater thinking it didn't really have anything to say and didn't have any meaning, when in reality, its premise was so broad that it had many meanings and can be approached with multiple different interpretations. You can look at this movie existentially, about what it really means to be you, or you can look at it from a social commentary perspective about class struggles and keeping up with the Joneses. All of these interpretations are valid and the seeds of them are planted in the movie, but none are really fully explored, which, in my opinion, is okay. While it may feel unfocused, there is no doubt that this is a well-crafted movie. It's very well directed and there's a lot of attention to detail throughout, just like in Get Out. So now you're probably wondering the big question, which one's better, Get Out or Us? This is a really loaded question as they really are apples and oranges. It really depends on you subjectively and what you want to get out of a movie, whether you want something with a defined focus or something more broad. When I first saw Get Out, I gave it a 9 out of 10, but after 2 years, I decided to drop that down to an 8. After seeing Us, I gave it an 8 out of 10, but now I'm debating raising that to a 9. Actually, at the time of recording this, I have raised that to a 9, so it's no longer a debate. Yes, I did like Us better, but it's difficult to determine which is the better film as they are so different and will appeal to different people. Even though Get Out is probably the reason why people are watching Us, as I doubt Peele would be having the career in horror that he is having now if this was his first film. I would try to forget about Get Out when watching it. If you go into Us expecting another Get Out, you will probably be disappointed. Holy shit, this was a well-acted movie. The basic premise is that this family is met by their doppelgangers who want to kill them, so basically every actor is playing two different characters, the predator and the prey, and they all do a really good job at it, even the youngest cast members. LuptiaNyong'o is fantastic in this movie as a lead character and as her creepy counterpart. It's a really chill-inducing performance and probably deserves Oscar recognition, but it won't get it. Winston Duke plays a comic relief character, and we'll get more into that, but I did enjoy his performance and just how much of a dad he was, as he's just constantly making dad jokes. Tim Heidecker and Elizabeth Moss are in this movie as another family, and they are hilarious. Heidecker's double was hilarious as he's just walking around and screeching like a velociraptor. Overall, fantastic performances throughout. Michael Abels does it again. I can't believe that this is only his second score as a composer, the first being Get Out. I really like the main theme of this movie, and I like that this movie has a theme to begin with. You don't really see opening credit sequences where you're just sitting there and listening to the theme of a movie anymore, but it really pumps me up and gets me psyched for what's to come. The rest of the score is really good too. I'm actually listening to it right now as I write this. The use of contemporary music was fantastic. The I Got 5 on It horror remix was used really well during a climax scene in my opinion. However, it was also used kind of poorly in a scene in the middle of the movie. I didn't think it really fit. Other than that, contemporary music choices were great, especially the final song, Minnie Riperton's Fleurs. I thought that the musical and lyrical content was perfect for the ending that we got. Like Get Out, this movie is pretty funny, but unlike Get Out, a lot of the humor was happening at the same time as the intent. A lot of people did not like this. I've seen the opinion that the humor undercuts the horror and takes the tension out of it, thrown around a lot on the internet, but I disagree on that point, as I actually felt that this marriage of horror with comedy in the same scenes was done really well. Of course, whether you find it funny or scary is subjective, so I do see where people are coming from. I will agree that some of the tension was lost, but I didn't find the humor to be at fault, but rather the lack of consequences for some frankly stupid decisions that were made. I will get more into that when we get into the spoiler video. Us is a great sophomore effort from Jordan Peele that I would consider worth watching, especially in a crowded theater. If you lower or at least change your expectations so that you don't expect something thematically or structurally similar to Get Out, then you will probably have a good time. If nothing else, it is an entertaining, well-paced, well-directed, and well-acted movie that keeps you on your toes, and I give it a 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. What I do on this channel is make reviews of weird movies, the cinematically strange and bizarre, though sometimes I will make reviews on some more mainstream movies like Us, as I am doing right now. Be sure to watch out for my spoiler review of Us. I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope you all have a pleasant evening or day or at whatever time. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye! Goodbye!